Uneasy, dissatisfied, there is a great disturbance, causing affliction, to this frail and broken mind.
Oh yeah, welcome back, y'all. Mighty Geek Studios in the house. What's going on? Nice layout. Thanks, brother. Well, how's it going, y'all? Oops, where am I going? There you go. How's it going? Happy Friday to you. Banner Friday today. So last week we finished up the first and the last, the TMNT #1 homage, and then the last Ronin. So as promised, we were gonna color this today, but first, before we do any colors, we must flat. Flatting is where you're adding all the colors in there. Just flat color, and it's going to make it really easy to select, and when I do go to color, it'll be very easy, and you shall see. But we got to do that first. Also, boom, 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 go ahead, guys, and check out Battle Mode Omega. Boom, the sign up is live, so I'd love to get your guys' input if this is something that looks cool to you. If you think there's a kid you know, or maybe even yourself, maybe you're an old kid, maybe you're like me, you're just a kid at heart, and this looks awesome to you. This is going to be heavily inspired by all those fun 80s cartoons we grew up with. And but this will be for the kids. I got Ben Avery, who's helped me with the writing, and it's going to be awesome. So I kind of pitched him kind of my idea, and he had like very similar things that he had rattling around in his brain, and we're like, this could work. And we came up with some really cool, like new things and powers and things they could work with that are just going to make this pretty unique and interesting. So check it out. Sign up if you're interested. It'll get the email list going, and we'll find out, how many people are interested, and we'll get the gears turning if we have enough traction on that. So please do that. I appreciate it. Don't. And let's see what else. Now that's cool. Awesome, man. Somebody likes it. What else? Shadow Sentry Origins is going bye-bye at the end of March. So if you haven't backed it, please do. Please check it out. Link is in the description for both those things down below, Battle Mode Omega and Shadow Sentry Origins. But March 27th, it will be going bye-bye as I get ready for fulfillment, how many things do I need to order, and all that good stuff. So mark the calendars. And I'll be going live on Rini's channel, Rini Draws. She's going to host me, and we'll close it out March 27th. I think it's a Thursday night, if I'm not mistaken. It's my daughter's birthday. My 3-year-old is turning 4 on that day. And my wonderful wife said, no, go for it. We're not going to do anything on that day. We're going to celebrate on another day. So do it. So I'm like, all right, we're going to do it. Anywho, all right, let's get over to the Photoshops. Let me get ready. So we're going to see how this goes because I am streaming on my computer and working on Photoshop, and sometimes it just bogs everything down. So we're going to see how it actually works and if it's going to let me do it. So hang tight. Let's see what happens here. All right, let's go. Boom. There's a million of me. Okay, hold on. Let's go. Can we do this layout? Let's do this layout. And boom. Hopefully you see all this. Okay. Get my trusty little boop boop little stylus for the Wacom. So I scanned it in. I just scanned it in. I've got both layers. I have to scan it in halves because I don't have a scanner that can do the whole thing. So we're gonna rotate this big boy clockwise. I'm gonna make my canvas 11 by 17. Well, actually, let's see. It's 11 by 17. So we're gonna do 17 will work. Got a little bit on the edges, but that's okay. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna go like this. Got to go like that, and then that'll put it down below where it belongs. And I can grab this other guy. Nope, this one. Flip him. There we go. Get that into place. Now I can move him down and put him where he belongs. Okay, so I've got some overlap, and I shared the entire screen so that way you guys can see my cursor. Otherwise, you won't see that, and you won't know where I'm going, what I'm doing. So now we just got to match it up. Hopefully, that looks pretty darn good. Sometimes you got to like angle it differently and kind of get that, like, you know, if it's not overlapping quite well, but that's like perfect. I don't see any weird edges. That looks good. So when I get it there, I'm going to flatten it. Both the layers are together. And there we go. And I can, let's see how we're doing here. See if it's straight. Yeah, it's not perfectly straight. So I'm going to select all, do a little tilt here. That looks kind of better. Can I hide you? Hide. Oh, come on. Is that working? Can I peek at it? Yeah, okay, it's working. Let me check the chat real quick. See who's here. Boom! I've been trying to tell Rini and the others that we need to try the manga model for sales. What is the manga model? What's the manga model? Because my thought for Battle Mode Omega is do a smaller size, 6x9, and more pages, like 100 pages or so. Kind of more of that manga format. The first series I did, it was 150 pages, and they were like a Manga America type style. These guys, I don't want to go this small though. So here's Invincible. Here, look. So this is like kind of a smaller book, but 6x9 will be, I think, a nice size, and it's a good price for printing too. So, but yeah. All right. Back to it. Boom. And if you see anything on your end that looks funky, just let me know in the chat. And but otherwise, I think we're rolling along pretty good so far. No issues. Okay. All right. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to save this. I'm going to save this. And I am going to make this into a print. So here's what I do when I make a print. So I'm going to open a new thing. I'm going to get 11 by 17, 300 DPI, right? I grab this. I'm going to put my borders on it. Okay. So this is, if I'm going to do a full bleed, which I'm going to do, I'm going to go canvas size. I'm going to add 0.3 around the whole thing. and that'll give me this little border, right? So now when I bring in my image, I'm going to select all, copy. I'm just going to put this right here. And all right, so that's, let's see here. So good up top. And it doesn't have to be perfect, but I can, how much am I losing? Okay, I'm not losing that much at all. Okay, good. So there you go. So these borders, these blue borders that you see, that'll be the trim. So I really won't be losing much there. So, and we want to lose more on the top probably than the bottom. So I'm just going to get it somewhere around in there. So there we go. Boom. Now I have a background. I've got my layer over here. You guys see that? So this background, I'm going to double tap it, and this will be my background layer. Boom. I'm going to name this inks. All right. So I'm just worrying about flats today, right now. So for the background, I'm going to select everything. Did that work? Select all. I don't see a, there we go. There it is. Okay. So I'm going to pick a nice color. Dun, dun, dun. Let's see. Let's go not too dark. How about something more gray like that? Let's try that. Boom. All right. So now your ink layer, you simply multiply it. Boom. And then I can see that through the whole thing. All right. I'll get rid of that. So now what I like to do is I'll have my background layer and then I'll have my ink layer. But what I'll do is I'm going to do the characters on a separate layer, different from the background. So I can mess with them separately, and it just kind of makes things a little bit easier. But first, let's go back to the inks. You'll see I still got my blue lines, and I want to get rid of all that. So what I'm going to do, first off, I'm going to do curves. I'm going to darken up the blacks. See that? Darken up my blacks, and then go about here for my whites. Now I'm going to go to image adjustments, black and white. And now I'm going to drag the blue all the way over to the white, blue all the way to white. And look at that. My blue lines are gone. It's amazing. I don't have any red that I need to worry about. Sometimes I'll have red. If I'm doing on pages, I'll have like a red border. Don't have to worry about that. So all the blue lines should be good and gone. So we're going to hit OK. We're going to scroll around, take a look. Looks good. My blacks, you'll see, are still kind of like, they're not perfect. So what we could do, let's go back a little bit. Now we go to levels, Command L, and then this will darken up our blacks as much as we want to go. That's pretty black right there. I like to keep like just a little bit of that smokiness showing through, kind of for some, just some character. Looks kind of cool. The whites look pretty decent, so I'm not even going to worry about the whites. Okay. Now, if I want to darken up any dark areas, I'm going to use my dodge and burn tool. I'm going to go to shadows and then check this out. I'm just going to go over this, and this will be straight black. So you can kind of see, I like the smokiness up here. That'll look cool in the colors. So I'm just going to hit some of these areas. Bam. Up in here, these pads. This looks pretty good. But there we go. So now our blacks are nice and black. This, still got to worry about that, which I'm not even going to mess with that raw now. But yeah, that looks pretty good. Okay, here we got some, a little bit showing through, but that's all right. Kind of gives it like a smoky effect, and you can play with that and use that for like, colors, you could use the, what's it called? It's called the screen tool, and kind of like color over everything. But it kind of gives it that like smoky, like there's just light pouring in. It's not quite straight black. So you could use it to your advantage if you want. but I think we're looking good. So there you go. Inks are solid. Everything looks good there. Here's this layer. So I'm just going to create another layer on top of that. This will be for the characters. Boom. All right, let's check the chat. Oops. Don't want to do that. We do a monthly magazine with all of our stories and have readers vote on which they like. That's pretty cool. Is it a digital magazine or in print? We serialize the most popular stories and allow new creators to submit one-shots to the magazine. That is cool. Nice. All right, all right, all right. Okay. Let's pause for station identification. This is the Eric Militowski Art Stream Fan Art Friday. How are y'all doing? Welcome, you wonderful people, you. We're coloring. We're doing some flats on the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles first and last. There you go. Hope you're all doing well. Bum, 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 bum. Okay. It's both. Oh, that's rad. Very cool. All right, let's get back to it. Boom. Okay. So since we're on the background layer, let's do this first. First, we'll do the background. These black lines I will take care of, but they should be out of the picture, so not too worried about them. This little kind of sill is going to be lighter. So basically, when you're doing flats, you just want to do everything in different colors, so it's easy to select. And when you go in here and use the selection tool, it should just come right up. Okay, so this is different. So let's go here. Let's make this. Should be like brick. So let's go like a reddish. Dun, dun, dun. Let's do that. There we go. Okay. That's that. Let's do our windowsills. I like this color, so we're going to do our windowsills this color. So I've, I never used to have this problem, but I noticed when I get flats back from my flatter and I select it, it's really crisp. But when I do flats, for some reason, it's not super crisp. And I don't know if that's because I'll use my brush tool and it's not as crisp as the selection tool, but sometimes it gets a little funky. And yeah, I don't know why it's different from when I do it. I never really used to have that problem with my old Photoshop program that I use, but now using this one with the cloud and all that, it's not the same. I don't know why. And I don't know if it has to do with this anti-alias thing or what, but yeah. So typically when I do flats for my books, I will pay somebody to do it because it's just quicker. I feel like it's easier. It saves me a lot of time. And but for today, we're doing it ourselves. And this really shouldn't take too long too. Dun, dun, dun. And then next week we can get to the colors. It's not super fascinating, but if you want to know how to flat, this is how you do it. It's really not that difficult. But you just want to use different colors and make it easy for selecting. Let's just go, is that straight? Yeah, that's straight. Down there. Deselect that. And then, okay, so on the other one, I made it the same color as the wall, but we got this stick that is the same color as the wall. So we're going to select this, then go darker. All right. So you got that little line there. Typically I'd use a brush, but I'm going to use the selection tool because I don't want any of that fuzzy business going on. There we go. Get rid of that. Got some windows and such. Yeah, so when I was drawing this, I kind of had the idea of maybe doing like rain coming down and like, so I think I'm gonna go that direction. So it's kind of gonna be a little more monotone and have some like kind of like pink lights kind of glaring up at them from the ground, and kind of like a fun Japanese kind of feel, and then some lights in the windows reflecting from the buildings across. So that'll be fun. That's kind of what I'm gonna go for there. Okay, let me check the chat real quick. Boom. Most manga are Amanda B. Hey, Nilotowski. What's up? Most manga are 5.5 by 8.5. Okay, so like yeah, it's like my little ashcans. It's like an ashcan. What's up, Mighty Geek Studios? Yeah, that's like an ashcan size. Let me see what size this is. I feel like this is smaller than that. This is 7 by 5. 5 by 7. 5 by 7. But this, I mean, this, you know, don't know if this is typical manga when they made it or why they went with that size exactly. I don't know, but that's what they did. So, yeah. Anywho, all right. Let's get back to it. We're flatting today, y'all. Flatting this picture. Okay, still working on the background. We're going to do the background elements, and then we're going to do the turtles. And I meant to point something out, which I will do. So the fact that this is on a background layer, honestly, I could go over the turtles. It wouldn't really matter. So I'm kind of don't know why I'm sticking to that so close. But the nice thing is this will be like layered. So you'll have your background beneath the characters layer. So you could do whatever you want in the background. It won't really affect the characters, right? So that's the nice thing about that. And just makes it nicer for my brain. Some people can probably do this really fast. I'm not that fast. I've gotten faster, but I'm very particular. So I got to make sure I get those edges, and I like to do it right the first time. Yeah, so technically when I kind of erased or deleted this part, I could have kept it. And then when I go over and I do the turtles, the actual characters, it would have just gone over it. So it really wouldn't have mattered. But yeah, so that's one of the cool things about having things on separate layers. It makes it a little bit easier. Okay. Now I do notice there's some of this kind of residual junkus. So if I want to get rid of that, let me take care of this real quick. Got rid of that. Okay, so I come over here. So instead of dodging, I'm going to, instead of burning, I'm going to dodge it. And I'm going to go to highlights. And we'll go here. And then you just kind of, oops. So I'm on my background layer, so that's why that's happening. I'm actually dodging the color, which is what I don't want to do. I want to get rid of this stuff. It's not a big deal. I mean, it kind of adds a little bit of, dust and scratches kind of look. But sometimes it's in places you don't want it to be. I saw somewhere over here somewhere. Where did it go? Maybe not. Okay. A good thing to do is to lock your ink layer. So that way you don't accidentally like go on this layer and forget to go off of it. And then you start coloring here. You don't want to do that. So you can lock this. just in case. So I'll do that. You can still select. So like you could always lock your background layer and you could still use it for selecting, but you won't actually color on it or do anything to it to mess it up. So just something that's helpful. So I'm gonna come over here, fix this. Okay, all that looks good. Dun, 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 dun. And if I'm looking at my inks and I want to clean anything up, I'm just going to go black, solid, and I could just kind of like maybe fill in some spaces. Make sure your opacity is at 100%. Otherwise, it won't be solid black. But there's some little bit of things here I could just fill in. Make it look pretty. Nice and pretty. Little edges and such. Just kind of clean them up. Just if you missed anything, you can fix it. If there's any lines converging that you don't want to converge there, just, there you go. Make it look nice and pretty. You could take out some stuff and add some lines in there if you wanted to. You could do that too. Boom. Just add all kinds of lines. But you don't want to do that. You don't want to mess anything up. So delete that. There we go. Okay. Lock that. Let's go back to our background. So we got this. Let's do this ledge. And then we'll start on the turtles. Maybe just hit that background beyond the buildings real quick too. Let's come over here. This would be right. So see if I did a good job with the straight line. That's pretty straight. Boom. And you want to kind of get like in the very middle of the black line. Come on, scooch over. All right. Boom. Looks good. Let's go down here. Boom. Okay. Now, I'm not going to be selecting every brick and like doing all the like grout in between the bricks and stuff. I'm not going that crazy on it. Some people do, but I'm not doing that. All right, so let me go back here. I'm going to select this. This could be nice and quick. Right, we just want to get in between the buildings. Again, just to make everything really nice and easy to select. That's all we're doing. Boom. All right. Let's go with let's go with the blue. Something like that. Something like that. And then I'm going to take this, select this guy. Boom. And then, let's see. I'm going to get rid of this little line here. There you go. Make sure those are straight, connected. Okay. Boom, 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 boom. There we go. All right. I noticed this kind of line hanging out here. Actually, let me get rid of that. So there we go. Got rid of that stray line. Anything else? Let's fix this right here. There we go. Tidy up Leo. Make him look good. Make sure I'm on that one. Yeah. Okay. Looks good. Connect this here. Looking good, my man. Looking good. Good. We can clean up this a little bit if we want. Okay. All right. Now we're ready to go to the turtles. But first, let me check the chat. Let's see who's here. Who's here? What do you guys think of Michelangelo being the last Ronin? Yeah, I was kind of surprised, to be honest. I thought it would have been Raphael, to be honest. So I was surprised when I found out. But that's cool. I dig it. I like Mikey. He comes across as like the kind of like the youngest, the funnest, you know. So it's kind of cool in a way, because then it's like, well, he's got to like grow up a bit, fill that role, and get a little tougher. And I like the fact too that they played on the whole like mutation thing, like he's continually growing, getting bigger and stronger. So that really came out in the look of him, which I kind of dug. I knew I was going to run into spoilers if I joined. Dope. Sorry. Working, but yay, it's Friday. It is Friday. It's okay, really. I ordered the hardcover the day it was available and haven't read it yet, so it's my fault. Oh, all right. All right. You are going to enjoy the story. Yes, you are. I've heard great things, which is why I ordered. Lots of people enjoying it. And I used to watch TMNT cartoon all the time in middle school. And I just found out there are some episodes available for free on YouTube. So I've been watching those while I draw. So that's been fun. A nice throwback. Yeah, fun times. All right. Let's go back to it. Okay. Characters. Here we go. So we'll take this in chunks and one bite at a time. So lots of gear. Actually, let's go. There's so much gear on him. Let's go with the less gear and less craziness going on here. I'm just going to do the whole body. Dun, 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 dun. So what I could do is I can overlap, right? And then I overlap. Dun, dun. So if I go into these colors that I've already selected, it's okay. Now this layer is above the background layer, so it will be over the background colors. But since I've already done the flats, I could deselect that area that I've already flatted. I'm just going to skip that right quick. Go over this. All right. Let's go nice bright green. Boom! Oh, okay. So real quick. So I'm going to go with my background layer. I'm going to do my selection tool and then minus it, right? And then that will deselect that. Boom. There we go. Now I just have that. Okay. What did I notice? I got to get rid of this. I noticed this. We're going to get rid of that line right there. It's a goof on my part. It's a goof. Okay. And then I can erase. Let's see. There we go. Okay. Look at that green. That takes you back, right? That's like the original. Actually, they were a little darker, but that's like old school green right there. Old school turtle green. Yeah, they were darker. And going back and watching, I didn't realize how small they were. When they stand next to April O'Neil, they're smaller than April. I forgot like they were that small. For some reason, I just picture them big. Maybe it's the new movies kind of did it, but and the newer movies are like enormous. But yeah, they were Splinter and the Turtles were all smaller than April. Fix this line. Let's go over here again. Deselect that. Okay, let's get a yellowish turtle front color. Bam! There we go. Bam! Okay, so I'm going to select this here. So what you could do is you could just kind of go into this other color and then deselect that. That should give you closer edges. Color, let's see, brownish, reddish, something like that. Go like that. All right, this is Raph. Let's give him a red mask. Let's come over here. Bang, 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 bang. And then in that video I did not too long ago, it was the Joe Mad Die Hard from Youngblood. And I mentioned that the colors were kind of wacky. There was like a white, just like the lines were like vibrating because there was like a white around all the ink lines. And so I'll show you real quick probably how that happened. Because back in the day, when computer colors first sprouted up and were taking hold, what they were probably doing, I'll show you, to save time and effort, is they were just simply using the selection tool on the ink layer. And then I noticed too, on one of the covers, I think it was the first one, the first cover was Team Youngblood, and it was had that same funny vibration going on with the whites. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Let's go white. Bam. Here we go. There's an old school turtle right there. Okay, so let me go like this, right? So I go to my ink layer, and I'm going to use my selection tool, and I'm going to select it, right? And then if I drop some colors, oops, not that color. Let's go green. Boom. And then I'm going to delete my background. See this? See that white? I think that's what they were doing. They kind of, they didn't know any better, right? So they're just selecting. And, you can do this, but if your lines aren't closed, and I like open lines. So if there's any open lines, it'll just select everything. Like, let's see if this will work. If I go over here and try and select the bandana, I get this whole area, right? So that's not going to work. But you see that white vibration? That is probably what they're doing early on. But then once you go like this, you select the whole area. Oops, wrong layer. That was my ink layer. Boom. That was not the right layer either. Oh, see, I did that on my ink layer. Thank God for the back button. So hold on. Okay, let's go back. Don't want to do that there. We want to do that here. Boom. So once you select the whole area and you fill it, then you see how the blacks become so much blacker, and you get rid of that white kind of weird vibration thing going on. So that's probably what they were doing early on. You need the color all the way under the ink lines for it to really show up and really look the best. So yeah, so that's something you don't you want to avoid, or if you're going to do that and use the selection tool, what I do, let me go back. What I do is you go up here and you select, and then you modify, and you expand it by, let's say, like 2, and then it'll kind of get rid of all the junk, and it should show up underneath the inks. It's not perfect though, so you'll be left with some of these white spots, but there you go. Correct way to do it. You want to select the whole area, drop your color, and there you go. Be done with that. So there's a little do's and don'ts. Okay, where are we? So let's go here. Let's go knee pad. Now these colors will change before I actually do the real coloring, but this is just for selecting purposes and to make it easy for that. So I'm gonna deselect that and deselect that. Let's just make it red for now. That'll be easy to get. And then anything that's kind of off of here, I'm just gonna erase it. And it's on a different layer than the background, so I can just erase it. And flow. It's kind of being funky. It's probably just the stream and all that good stuff. All right, let's do these size. Yeah, when I think back to the first Ninja Turtle movie, so good. So good. The voices, everything was great about that. 1 and 2 were good, great. And then 3, I don't know what happened, man. I don't know what happened. All right, I'm going to chop this off. Chop this. Chop that. Chop that. Chop that. And then boom. There we go. Let's do this one. Let's just go all the way out here. It's a big sigh. The sigh on the first cover was pretty big too, so I was just trying to get the same look going there. Oops, it's not going to go over for me. Starting to act funky, so we'll see how long this will work for. Streaming and doing Photoshop, the computer does not like that combination. All right. Shut that off. Oops. Yeah, I got a late start today. I had to go and get our windshield replaced in our van because my son, who's playing a lot of basketball now, has been hitting the windshield of the van while it's in the driveway. So that's no bueno. And I didn't make him pay for it, but the next one, if he does it again, he's definitely paying for it. First one's on me. The next one is not free. All right, so I'm going to select this. The shell. Journal power. They're the world's most fearsome fighting team. All right, I'm on the ink layer, so let's go get rid of that, get rid of that, get rid of that. Cool, 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 cool. All right, so we're going to go brown, but we're going to go a yellowish brown. How about that? Something like that. Something like that. Okay, one turtle down. I realized I didn't draw his elbow pads in there. Come on, Eric, what are you doing, man? You should have some elbow pads in there. But all right, I'm not going to worry about it. And technically, let's go. Let's go darker with that one. We'll do that. Okay, let me check the chat, see where it's at. Put the van in the garage. I don't have a garage, or else I would. To think that original cover was black and white. Yeah, they were teenagers also. Yes, they were. Which is like, yeah, why wouldn't you make them small, right? But they've just grown over the years. They've gotten bigger. Van in the garage. Yeah, we don't have a garage, but we pull them out on the street, and which has got me thinking maybe we should just put the basketball hoops out on the street. We got two of them, so it's kind of like one in the front, one in the back, and they just play in the driveway. But I'm like, why don't we just put it out in the street? They could play street ball. That would solve our problem. Let me see here. Add the stage. Boom. All right. Leonardo is up next. Yeah, that's something we wanted when we bought a house, but it was either a garage or a yard, and we opted for the yard because we have kids. And it was like, all right, we want a yard for them to play in. A lot of the houses, when we were looking back in the day, it was like, no yard. They're all like condos or townhomes, and you really didn't have. You might get a garage, like a little unit out somewhere detached from your house, but no yard. And we found a house with a beautiful yard. It's got actually two driveways, one on either side, but the other one we have a thing in there right now. Nope, wrong color. We've got a trailer over there taking up the space. So here's one of my things here. So see this? When I select, I'm not selecting the entire red, because this was red, and then I select it, and I still have this little red bead. And that's what I can't figure out. Why in the world? I never used to have this problem, but with this new Photoshop, I get this red stupid line. So I shouldn't have. You should have really good. See this? There's like no extra color in there. It's like that looks a little funky maybe, but it should be nice and solid. So see, nothing in between. This looks a little funky here, but that's what happens whenever I deselect an area. I kind of get this weird vibration going on. So anywho, just gotta deal with that, because then if you can kind of still see it peeking through right there, that's what you got to watch out for. So I got to come back in here and get rid of that. But it only happens when I deselect. If I use the lasso tool and I just select it, not a problem. But it's a bummer. Oops. Okay. My older two, their coach is not able to do practice tonight, so I'm filling in for the basketball coach tonight. I'm not a basketball guy at all, but I'm going to be a coach tonight. Should be fun. So I got a few drills we can do and stuff, but basketball was never really my ideal. I was always baseball. So I'm going out of my comfort zone. I'm going to do it. I'm going to be a basketball coach tonight. A fill-in. Okay. Dun, dun, dun. Right layer. That's good. So we're going to select that. Select that. And yep, all the way through. Yeah, doing flats is like kind of just mindless work. Really need some background something on when you're doing this so you don't get bored. So I'm just selecting lines. Selecting lines. Need some TMNT in the background, you know what I mean? Put some of that stuff on. Put some YouTube on in the background. Okay, so we're gonna delete that. Haven't done the arms yet, so I'm not gonna worry about that right now. Delete that. Okay, shell color. Boom. Boom. Was a ball hitting my house, my office? Thanks, my man. Oh, and if you guys are on my email list, you would have gotten an email from me telling you what's up, what's going on. But I started selling on Whatnot on Mondays. Oops, I forgot to deselect this. 2 p.m. Pacific, so it'll be 5 p.m. Eastern. But if you guys want some cool deals on everything, prints, doing remarks, selling sketch covers, all kinds of stuff, check it out. Just look me up, Eric Notowski or Eric Notowski art. It'll bring me up. I'm the only one of me, so ain't got to worry about that. Don't have to worry about finding another dude. Hey, who's this other Eric Notowski guy? There's multiple. Don't have to worry about that. I'm gonna select all this and I don't care. Deselect, background, deselect. and deselect that. And that should be that. Okay. Ninja Turtle green. Boom. Yeah. Looking cool and funky at the same time. It's like the 80s punk rocker Leo. Multicolored Leo. I'm sure they had a toy like that at one time. Neon green Leonardo. It's the 80s rocker Leo. Yep. How many different ways can you sell a Ninja Turtle toy? They would try, man. They had like all kinds of different things going on. I like the ones that moved. You could like push the button and they would like spin and move, and you know, Michelangelo would swing his nunchucks around. Those were cool. I like those. My eyes are going cross-eyed. Deselect, deselect, deselect. Oh, but not that. We want to select that. Don't deselect that. Boom, 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 shing-a-bing. Deselect that, deselect that, deselect that, and that, and that. But give me this. And take away that. This will all mess with here. Get rid of this. Green. Boom. Oop, forgot this spot. Let's go back. Try again. Green. There we go. Let's do some swords. Oops, not enough selected there. See, lots of open lines there on that hilt there. Lots of open lines. We're just going to go right through this. Fix that later. Let's see, this will be brown. This will be gray. And let's get that there. Gray. Boom. Let's go a little lighter. Leo's swords are lighter. Boom. That's a little better. And then I could select this knob, cut this off. Boom. Same thing here. Cut this off. Boom. Oops. Nope, that was wrong. Minus. We want to take away. Okay, here we go. There we go. Oh, Leo needs a forehead. Come on, man. Where's my forehead at? Ninja Turtles were fun to draw as a kid. I draw them a lot. Them and Army Men fighting and stuff. Those were... Drew them a lot. All right, let me take care of this stray line here. Straight line. Looks good. Clean that up. All right. Let's go over here. There we go. Let's check them out. We forget anything? Yes, we did. So let's do these things here. We're just going to make these blue, make them easy to see and select. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. There we go. Okay. 2 down. 2 more to go. Let's check the chat. What's going on over here? Like and subscribe, yo. Hyper Potato in the house. What's going on? Yes, draw more army me. Yeah. I'm looking to draw the army guys. You draw like on the one side of the paper, you draw a mountain, and on the other side, you draw a mountain, and then you just draw like army guys, you know, shooting at each other on either side, tanks on the bottom, planes flying, dropping army men off with parachutes. And then, you know, the bullets were just like little dotted lines, like pew, 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 pew. And you'd have to make the sounds as you're drawing them in class while the teacher's teaching. You're like, pew, 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 pew. She's like, okay, who's drawing army men over there? Knock it off. It's like, I'm sorry. It was me. It was me. Yep. I drew a lot while the teacher's teaching. Mainly in like English, a lot in Spanish. Math class, not so much. I feel like we didn't really have, I don't remember having a math notebook. But any subject with like a notebook, history, I had doing a lot of drawing in history class. Yeah. But yeah, man, my Spanish notebook, I found that, and I found some old school brazen sketches that I did back in the day. It's where mixed and brazen were first developed. Now I realized I did not draw the bottom part of his staff, and it's a big staff, so that needs to carry through down here. So I'm gonna remedy this real quick. Let's go like this. So one way to do it, nice and easy, I'm gonna add another layer, and I'm gonna get, so straight lines, I like to use my mouse. The mouse is better. And actually, so hold on. We'll take this in 2 parts, because the nice thing about this tool here, you can draw a straight line. So you connect it and make sure it's going in the right spot here. How's that look? Yes, that'll work. Okay, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to go let's fill that junk. And this is a layer on top of everything else. So then, okay, another layer. So I just created like something to trace, right? So now I'm going to take this layer. I'm going to go, let's see, let's go 7. Let's go 6. Let's see, how thick is that? It's not too bad. We'll go 6. So I'm going to take that and I'm going to go, nope, that didn't work. Hit the wrong button. I want it black. Oh. So if you put a dot and then you come down here, right? You hold down Shift and it'll draw a straight line for you. Now, that's a pretty thick line. I don't want it that thick. So I'm going to go, let's go 4. Did that work? Nope. Uh-oh. That's not good. Yep. It's starting to be stupid. I drew that on this layer. It should hide it, but it's not hiding. Okay, well, we've got the breakdown of the computer happening right now. All right, so hold Shift. Boom. There's my line. I'm gonna come over here. I'm gonna go on the inside of this line. And I'm gonna go here. Boom. Okay, now what should happen, which I don't know if it's gonna happen now, but we can, okay, there we go. That hid that. That's good. Now we can hide this and we're left with our lines, right? So now we just select all this. We're going to delete all this. Yes, delete you. Delete, 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 delete. Oh, wrong layer. Come over here. delete. Okay. Did I go any up there? Nope. Okay, let's delete this. Boom. All right, now we got the bottom of our staff. And get rid of that layer. This one, unlock this one. I'm going to do Control E, and that'll just merge the two layers there. And then I'm going to fix this. Take that off of there. Clean this up over here. Want it wrapping around the wrist. There we go. There we go. Okay. Lock that. Now we can do this. Let's do that. The rest of our stuff is going to be right here. Okay. Bam. Diddle-doo-diddle-doo-diddle-doo-diddle-doo. Now we can come in here. Let's just do the whole thing again and then chop it up. Yep. All right, let's just go over here. So we're going to have to make Donatello a different color than Leonardo because they are overlapping. And we don't want to select one guy and then all of a sudden, oh no, I've got two. I don't want two, I want one. So just by making him a little different color will help you do that and not have to worry about all that. Let's go down here. Homeboy's leg is over here. All the way over here. Let's go down here, all the way over here. Yeah, man. So what do you guys got going on this weekend? We started watching Pearl Harbor last night. Our kids are studying Pearl Harbor in school. So we're like, hey, they made a movie for that. Let's watch it. And yeah. They're all like, no, we don't want to watch that. And then like we're watching it and they're like loving it. We're like, yeah, see, everybody likes Ben Affleck. You don't even know. Dun, dun, dun. Kate Beckinsale. I like Kate Beckinsale. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, that's that. Let's make them green. Okay, so I'm going to select this green, and I'm just going to scroll over here, take another green. Boom! Oh, he's a different green. We could select them easily. And there's this little dot that I don't like, so I'm going to erase that. Or maybe just, let's see, what can we do here? So I've got this inking brush. Kylie Ultimate Inking Thick and Thin. The only thing with this is it's kind of like, okay, hold on, we got to go black. Let's go black. So it's kind of got some nice lines to it. This could work. We could do a little bit of that. It's kind of like when you zoom in on it, it looks a lot different than the lines that I drew, but you can't tell too much. So, but I like it. It works. Could use that. Photoshop inking, it's not that bad. Okay, dun dun dun. And then of course I just gotta come in here and do all this other stuff. Let's go white. Okay, that's good. Let me fix this. Let's connect that. Get rid of that. Do some little, too much. some of that. There we go. So here's where I just tidy things up a bit, connect lines, you know, just make it look nicer. Make that straight. Do all the little kind of things in Photoshop that I might have missed. No one's going to notice these things, but, you know, that's what I do. Okay, let's go with the purples. Let's go purple. I'm going to lock that just so I don't goof up and select something I don't want to. All right. I think after I do Donnie, I'm gonna call it a day on this. I'm falling asleep. This doesn't make for great streaming. If you want to know how to flat, just watch the first 15 minutes and I think you got it. But otherwise, I think we're good here. And then I'll flat Michelangelo off stream, if you don't mind. If you mind, and then I'll turn this thing right around. Purple. Fun fact, do you guys know that they added the colors for the TV show so they're more easy to identify? Before that, they were all red. Well, remember, it was a black and white comic, but that's what Kevin Eastman and Peter Laird thought. Like, man, they're just all red. They have different weapons. I think originally they had different weapons, right? That was their identifying differences. But the colors came later. The colors came because of the cartoon. Which is smart. Smart. Okay, let's use that same thing. So again, all these colors will change. These are just like placeholder colors, right? So I could easily select what I want. And then having them on different layers just makes it easier too. So what you can do is you go to this layer, hold down Command, and then boom, you automatically have all of them selected, whoever's on this layer. Now you're going to get even this overlap and stuff. And then you can see again, here's this weird, stupid, it's not selecting everything, which I wish it would, but actually it looks good on there. So let's see if I select that. Yeah, that looks better. I don't know why it's doing that. It's dumb, but as long as it doesn't show through the inks, you're good. But if I'm selecting individually, it should be fine. It's weird. It's a weird thing. I have not figured it out yet. I never used to have this issue with my old Photoshop program on my old computer. Just now I have it. Inks. Let's get rid of this. Get rid of that. Get rid of that little dot. Dang. But yeah, Pearl Harbor. A day that shall live in infamy. December 7th, 1941. My kids listen to, I don't know what it's called exactly, but they'll listen to their history lesson, basically like a recording, and it helps them remember, which is good. But it was going through all the dates, and it was going through the timeline of events, and it was saying how there was warning signs beforehand. They sunk a little mini submarine, Japanese submarine, just prior to the invasion, and it didn't raise any flags. And then also they caught the Japanese on radar. And when they told, the general or whoever, he's like, I think we're expecting planes from California, so I'm not going to worry about it. Like, no big deal. But they actually saw, and it was like, I think the first wave was like 130 something planes. And, they're, on the radar, they picked up, it said like maybe 50 plus. They weren't sure exactly, but, a lot of planes. And they're like, it's fine. We're expecting some people from California, maybe. So they disregarded that. And then next thing you know, boom, got hit. Crazy enough. But, it is what it is. That's how those things go. You're not expecting anything. And we weren't at war with Japan at the time. So it was very unexpected. That's how they go. You get hit when you're not expecting it. It was a surprise attack on a Sunday of all days. They did it on a Sunday. So there you go. There's your little history reminder. It's fun having kids because then you like relearn stuff. Like, oh yeah, I remember I learned that. It's somewhere in my mind, somewhere. I've probably forgotten about it. But yeah. All right, turtle shell. Now we just need some yellow. They've got yellow bellies, but they're not yellow bellies. They're brave ninja bellies. That's what they are. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. And I think I did that right. Boom. Fix this. Fix that. And there you go. So basically, that is flatting. Oops, 101. That is it. Not much more to it than that. But this saves the colorist so much time. So invaluable to a colorist. It should not be overlooked. Now, I think I drew... This is probably part of this thing here, but then... Let me just color this yellow. I think it would look better if this is yellow. Dun, 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 dun. Oops. See? Didn't have my green. Or I had my green. I need my yellow. Boom. There we go. Okay. So there we have it, folks. Let's see. How long did that take? An hour and 18 minutes. Whoa! Jolly Green is in the house. What's going on? I hope this becomes a print. And it will. It will. Drawing Infinity. Hey, what's going on? Welcome. How's it going, man? Let's see what I missed. Yes, draw me, blah, blah, blah. Tanks, you say? Guess I need to add a haunted tank commission to my dream list. Haunted tank. Tanks, you say? Oh, gotcha, yeah. Yeah, tanks are fun. Bump, 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 bump. Cool, that is it. So yeah, took about an hour, which is, I still got, actually, there's a lot more to do on him, but yeah, flatting isn't the funnest thing to do. It's kind of boring, but it's going to help once it goes to actually color stuff. And I forgot to, let's do this. Let's select the background and we're going to delete that there. That's better. Okay. The sword and all this, he's going to be in front of them. So I could even put him on his own layer and I would just add another layer and then just do, I'll just do Mikey. And then I could put him in front of them and then just color him on his own layer. So that's the nice thing about Photoshop layering and all that good stuff. Very helpful. So there you go, guys. That is flatting. Flat color. And it just kind of sets the stage for what's up next, which is when you actually add the color and stuff. Excuse me. So once I do all this, I'll figure out, color scheme. I'll get some references and I'll show you guys how I kind of go about like I'm not the best colorist in the world, but if I could see something that I like and like it's been done before, I can like take that and just use it for like color schemes and stuff. Because I'm not great with even selecting colors. I'm not the greatest. So if I have something in front of me that I can kind of see, I can use it. I can take it, and then I can make my stuff much better because I need to see it. That's my thing. But anywho, so this is phase 1. I will finish flatting this off stream, so I don't have to bore you all with this stuff. But yeah, and then next time we'll start the colors, man. We'll look for reference. I think I'm still gonna go with the idea of doing the rain coming down. I think this would look sweet if it's like he's in the rain, kind of that more dramatic, darker colors and stuff. A little monochromatic, and then like the lights will be like pink, and then you'll have reflections in the windows there, like from the building across the way. It just kind of like, it should look cool. If I could do it right, we'll see. See if it looks good. But that's my thought. So that's what we're gonna do. That's what we're gonna shoot for and see how it goes. All right. So remove that. Dun dun dun. There we go.
I'm almost done.
In fact, I am done. I am done. We are done today, guys. Thank you so much for joining. Yeah. If you have any questions, let me know. Let you know about the flattings and such. But anywho, it's been a fun time. I hope you guys have a great weekend. Nothing much going on here. I'm working on pages, from Shadow Sentry Origins, finishing up the Commander Noble story. Been drawing lots of Humvees, lots of military guys with gear. It's been lots of fun. So finishing that up and getting that ready to go to print. The campaign will end March 27th. So get in there and get your stuff if you have not already. But links in the description, all that good stuff. Sign up for Battle Mode Omega. Awesome kids. Here, let me show you real quick. Boom, boom, boom. This guy right here. Battle Mode Omega. Link is in the description if you want to sign up. Tell me you're interested. Kind of a kids comic inspired by all those fun Saturday morning cartoons like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles that we grew up with and all that fun stuff. But for the kids, light reading, fun stuff, action. But, a little bit of that fun, like, morals and stuff that you learn from those cartoons back in the day. I remember G.I. Joe, like after the show was over, they had like a little moral of the story kind of thing at the end, a little snippet. I think Thundercats did that too. So, inspired by all that fun stuff. But there you go. All right. Well, guys, thank you again for hanging out. It's been fun. Have a great weekend. Till next time. Peace.
How you like me now? Oh, how you like me now? How you like me now? How do you like me now? Now there was a time when you loved me so. I could do no wrong, and now you need to know. Don't break. How you like me now? 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 How you like me now?
And you're sure you saw this?
Yes, I'm sure I saw this.
All right, let's keep this quiet.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for your loyalty, Pigeon Toady. Or should I say,